want to answer that.
No, unfortunately, Indira Gandhi, she had studied in Shantiniketan, as you all know, and she had a vision. And during her period, I know the present politicians are not so interested, but she bought whole of Nandalal Bose's collection for the National Gallery. And in her house, she used to, the Prime Minister's residence, the Parliament, she used to commission very important artists to have their works there, So it has changed over the years, unfortunately.
Actually, I would like to add to that. Just what you were saying, just an extension of that. There's a friend of mine who told me about this, that in one of the dark rooms there are these old works that they're rotting there. Right? And so we were trying to kind of initiate that process. And I think it goes back to Indira Gandhi. I think there was part of some fair or something, and they wanted to have something in the parliament and outside, whatever. And huge amount of art was commissioned. And I guess that even didn't happen, or if it happened, then it actually went to a storage. And that's where it is. So probably someday.
And also, I was in Kuala Lumpur at the India Cultural Center, and the High Commissioner came up to me and said, most of the Indian High Commissions have a lot of Indian art. I mean, they have no idea how to treat them with respect. I mean, they're just hard, and it's not documented.
Maybe things are changing because now we had the Anish Kapoor show, and I think Sonia Gandhi made a statement at the opening that the government will look at art, and I think a foreign show of that stature coming into India at the NGMA is a huge deal, and we should be optimistic.
Yeah, I would like to say something when we're talking about Chinese art and how Chinese art is important. The government has to play an important role. When Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister, we had the festivals of India. Then what happened after that? Nothing, So unless they are shown continuously, private and government level, nobody will be interested. It stopped in people abroad, they knew about miniature art. All museums have miniature art collection. But they never realized that there is also another contemporary art scene in India, till our economy grew. Hussain and all, many important artists faced a lot of trouble. I mean, they really, he's the ambassador for contemporary art, I think. And Air India, Hussain Saab told me himself, Air India, that time being a Tata, not a government institution then, they used to make artists fly, and all Air India officers had beautiful artwork. Where are they now? We don't know.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, I think we all had your time
of
talking. Yeah. Sorry. No, I want to know what's the role of an art critic in marketing the artist. Is there a role played by the art critic in that?
I think so. I think it's important for an artist to be recognized, and the art critic does bring an element of that recognition to the artist, whether they write in the catalog or whether they're writing in a review in an art magazine or an art thing. I think it's a very important part because a respected art critic has a point of view, and I think clients, buyers, collectors, and the public would like to hear that. So it's a very important
but then, it was never ever discussed here as part of marketing strategy.
No, it's a very important point, and thank you for asking that question. Because as the art realm evolves and more people become aware, there's a huge value to that kind of constructive criticism, right? That kind of objectivity. Right now, I would say that, if I can say that it's not that mature, let's say. But in years to come, you will see that. Absolutely.
I think also when we talk about museums, biennales, publications, we're actually referring to the critics. I mean, obviously curators select because it's not a market. It is part of marketing, but it's not commercial. I mean, they're picking a work because it's critically acclaimed. So I think we touched on it, but maybe it wasn't really clear.
But art critics, as you said, it is important. But again, I go back to the newspapers. They don't give space for art critics. Do you know that?
Exactly.
Because their version is nobody reads. I don't know.
I think that's where Madras really scores because Hindu, I think,
Hindu,
still does.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's what I was lamenting yesterday about. The space has been just drastically cut, and there's actually no voice for a critic in a newspaper yet.
That's a huge problem.
But,
it's a huge problem.
But we're a little bit better than North India.
Yeah. We've actually run out of time, but we have time for maybe one more question. Yes, to the gentleman. Oh, two questions.
What is the time?
Go ahead, please. Yes.
We have time. I mean, if people are still here, we're okay.
Yeah,
I don't think we have very much to do, so let's go to some exercise class, but that's okay.
I basically two questions.
Yes.
One is
Take a mic, please. Give him a mic.
Give it back to me.
I have basically two questions. One is to Sharan. In fact, I was always under the impression this person called Sharan and Sonu are two different people. So I just realized today that you are one of the same.
No, I tried so hard to say Sharan, it just didn't come, sorry.
Okay, one question of course is to Sharan, and the second question is addressed to any of the panelists can pick up. Sharan, my question is, I come and give you 10 lakhs of rupees today and ask you to help me buy art. What would you suggest to me? That is the number one. Now, I don't want this reply or answer to be very vague and broad-based.
No, I'll be very specific.
Very, very specific.
Very specific. Are you looking to enjoy the art? Are you looking to, what kind of value do you want to give that art? Are you looking at it for a value? Are you looking at it as a sale product or something that you can sell? Because as a gallerist, if I had 10 lakhs, I would do something. If you're a collector, I would ask you if you'd hang the work in your home first.
Yeah, I'm very clear because when I started buying, I made the mistake of thinking that it is a great investment, but within a few months we realized that, throw this investment idea out of the window, hang it on the wall and enjoy. And that's the phase I'm in. I would like to hang it on the wall and enjoy.
Yeah, I would tell you to look at the younger artists because there's so much energy in that, and 10 years from now, you'll be so thankful that you bought them at that time when there was that energy in it. Okay. And I'm not saying the older artists are not energetic. I'm just saying that the younger artists today are something that I would say, close your eyes, buy that 10 lakhs worth of younger artists. I mean,
okay.
I'd like to make, if I may, make a comment and an observation as well about what Sharan was saying about investment versus expense. I mean, isn't there a value at which it immediately becomes an investment? Because even a billionaire, from what I've seen, will think twice before he's buying something for $20,000 if it's an artwork. At $10,000, it's an impulse, it's an enjoyment. Yeah. But even for a billionaire, at $20,000, he wants to know is this artist going somewhere. And so it's not always about, say, the investment value per se, but it's about, will this artist be around in 5 or 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, etc.
I think that's very important.
I think I can answer that question in the Indian context. All you need to do is find out the time and place of birth of the artist and then cast his horoscope and see how
many astrologers do you know who is correct?
Work in Chennai.
Okay, I got one more question, and that is to any of the panelists. I've noticed, whenever you go to any of these shows, the galleries, not the gallery per se, like what you have in the Taj Ballroom, you take a lot of pains to, mount the work of art, and even a greater pain you take in labeling the name of the artist, possibly in the smallest font, 4.5.
Oh, I have this complaint from many
people. And the point is, you keep it right at the bottom. Now, a youngster like me can go on all fours and go close and read it. But what will my fair lady do? She's helpless without me.
No, I've heard this from many people also about the cards and the catalogs. They don't want to read that small font. And I'm understanding it now.
No, and also because when you're printing out the labels, you're trying to fit in as many in one sheet.
We think if you make it a bigger font, it might distract
from the pages. Yes.
This is to all the panelists. Is it that all gallerists are generally women, and if so, why?
No, that's a good question.
Well, don't you see this gentleman's
figure? By and large.
That's interesting.
That's not true. We have a lot of good male gallerists.
Yeah, we have many great, good,
very, very good gallerists as well.
No, I'll tell you one.
This was just information I was seeking. No, really.
One supplementary point is that how is it that all the female gallerists are good looking at?
No, I'll tell you, we're so used to looking at good art that we take a little bit of trouble to reflect on it.
May I even answer my question?